up?
Hey. Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
I'm well.
Hey,
I am well.
up? How you been?
I have been amazing. You're super busy, so I'm just excited that you were able to come on to Vegan Pop Eats.
Yes.
How's everything going with you over in California?
It is wonderful. Cafe Organics is in full effect.
Yes, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Is that where you are now, or are you in your home?
I'm with the dog.
Oh. Okay.
I'm here to do, Sandra said, make sure you're on in 5 minutes. So I'm here.
Thank you, Sandra. Because, we like to come when we want to.
Yeah.
But thank you so much again for coming on Vegan Pop Eats. This is a space for people who are wanting to be plant-based, don't want to feel overwhelmed, without judgment, and not knowing where to start. And I was just like, you know what? John Salley needs to be on my show.
Oh. Well,
he needs to be on my show because you're doing great things and big things in the vegan community. And once again, congratulations on Cafe Organics.
Thank you.
I know that you're super passionate about, providing healthy spaces for our community, especially in food deserts. Why did you want that to be part of your legacy?
I think it's because it had to be done. The idea that you can go and get Chinese food, Korean food, Italian food, deli meats,
right.
the American standard diet in our community, but not get food that heals, or food that nourishes you, or food that's connected to the earth properly without pesticides, herbicides. My partners Terrence and Shiloh were like, "Hey, we're gonna expand our juice bar and our CBD store," and I became a part of all of it. And so, Cafe Organics is, as if I have to be involved, it has to be vegan. So, that's the step. And people ask me all the time, why San Bernardino and not downtown Los Angeles? Well, there's 60 vegan restaurants in Los Angeles area. There's, I think, 3 out where we are in San Bernardino, and one great one called Cafe Organics. So,
of course,
we just decided that if we have partners that I'm doing a deal with, Dr. Eric Walsh and Dr. Columbus Baptiste, and we're doing a series called Slave Food, where they've been doing it for 4 years, and I joined in. But it's going to explain it's not just slave food for African Americans. It's people are slaves to what they're considered to be food, and how the system is literally getting us a different way. My boy John Lewis of Badass Vegan.
Yes, I know.
Right, they are killing us, which is going to get to one point. But with this series of doctors that I'm working with, blessing that they're people, they're Black people, they're going to explain more. They're going to see more. And I think when you show people and you describe it and you lay it on the table, I usually use the analogy that I used to be a teacher, now I'm a preacher. Then I was a preacher, now I'm a sage. I'm going to give you the information, I'm going to give you the facts, and they can't be refuted, and you deal from that point on.
I feel the exact same way. All I can do is just show you where to go. You don't have to eat it, but it's good for you.
Right.
It's good for you. So if we don't live in California, how will we get that information as well? Is that going to be online?
Yeah.
Is it going to be?
We had a meeting last night, and it's such a major undertaking that we are making sure we don't leave any crumbs on the table. So we're going to make sure put together our book, put together our platform, and then it was like what platform we're going to go to. And I made the establishment of, let's just make the platform.
Exactly.
Let's not, I really hope everybody enjoys Netflix. I do at times. enjoyed Disney Plus. I did for Black King, probably the best thing I've seen ever. And I said, yeah, but not Beyonce beat me to it. I realized there was 1 billion Africans and 44 million American descendants of slaves here. There were still 44 million Africans, but we happen to be descendant of the slaves of Africa, from Africa, that were enslaved. So I'm like Beyonce, I'm going to focus on us, and I'm going to go and pay attention to what we're known as, not the fears of anyone else, not the fears of anyone's religion, not the lack of knowledge on our original being. I was on David Banner's podcast, and he had the Bronner file, and I wound up buying a poster that shows. So I've been to Egypt. I've seen our greatness, and I was in one region of the continent of Africa, one country out of all those countries on the continent. So I just realized it's time and time we just been, I guess, addicted to our slave owner and his way of eating, or our way of trying to survive. Better put. So now we got to show you how to really survive.
Well, I'm excited to hear about that because girlfriends of mine or just different people, associates, I have that conversation all the time because I feel like the reason why we've done a lot of strides. Like, I'm not even going to negate that we're not popping. I mean, you're 4 times NBA great, you popping. But for me, I feel like the missing link is that we don't know our history, and that we are so brainwashed to what someone is telling us as far as our food, as far as how we move, as far as feeling like we can, do a platform by ourselves or do something by ourselves, because it's not like how we were back in the day where we don't have knowledge. Now we have our lawyers, we have our doctors, we have holistic, we have anything that you want in order for you to be successful as a Black person. So are you weary that some of us are not going to want to know the message and want to support it, or you just like, all of us can't come?
I'm not worried about those who can't show up.
Right.
My job is my idea is to do what I can do, period. If I can do whatever I can do, period. That's it. Like, those who don't hear it, they'll hear it later. Those who don't, I don't know, understand it. I get a lot of good calls. I'll give you an example. My director,
you're breaking up.
is literally told me, he said, Sal, I'm becoming vegan. He said, I'm working on my veganism. That was today. So the fact that...
You said Dominique Wilkins? Because you're breaking up. Okay, you moved away from your spot.
Oh, I wanted a better spot. Let me see. Oh, how about I do... Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Is that better? Okay.
Yes.
So, no, Dominique Wilkins, my boy, did a commercial about diabetes. And, I was sad that he had to go through that situation, having diabetes. But we're going to show... I did a documentary called Simply Raw. You can find it. I wasn't in it, but I was involved at the end of it, trying to be the executive producer of it and move it to where it needed to be. It was called Simply Raw, Reversing Diabetes in 30 Days. Okay. So when I hear that people have diabetes or pre-diabetic, I have to explain to them that it may not be part of their DNA. It may be part of their recipes. It definitely, the effects of diabetes can be reversed by diet. Now, once you become a diabetic, your DNA change, you're a diabetic. But if you reverse the things that are causing your pancreas and your liver and your gallbladder and all those things not to get the nutrients it needs and stop overpowering it with sugars, high corn, high fructose corn syrup, salts, bad sodiums, when those are all going to be explained in our show of slave food. And I can't wait till they are killing us to come out just to light the fire.
Exactly.
What the Health lit the fire. I want, they're killing us to blow the flames. The Invisible Vegan blew the flames. Game Changer blew the flames. The big fire was started by Forks Over Knives. I want slave food literally to light a fire under everybody, period, especially those that look like me.
So tell me a little bit more about your journey to veganism, because I know it's been almost 20 years or a little bit longer.
27 years.
So how's your journey?
1991.
Oh, 1991. So how was your journey crossing over, and how has it been since what was the catalyst?
I was 27 and I had the high cholesterol of 270 something. I was walking, could have been out in a second. And Dr. Jewel Pookrum, God bless her, said, "You're full of some sugar honey iced tea." And I got my first colonic. So now when I speak, I got a product called Betta Belly, Betta Belly. Okay. You can get it at johnsalley.com. I say you're full of some seriously harmful intestinal toxins. So when
seriously harmful intestinal toxins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most people are full of that.
Right.
And when I realized that the food wasn't digesting, it wasn't processing, it was, my body was doing what it's designed to do, not put things through the system if it's not going to literally help the system. And I started paying attention to how the body worked, not how they told me it worked. Not because they told me I needed electrolytes from Gatorade, which is sodium, water, and color. I found out yesterday that some of the dyes put inside of the foods we were eating from time to time were designed to break us down on a structural cellular level, and not by mistake. And so when I started paying attention to this being my processor, this being my Ferrari, I started paying attention to what gas I was going to put in my Ferrari.
Right.
And I guess I smartened up. Every year I was learning more and more. And in 2007, I was doing a commercial, PSA for PETA about vegetarianism, and all the food was vegan. And when I finished and they explained what vegan was, that I went to a restaurant that night. They took me to Madeline's Bistro, and Dave Anderson, who is a large part of Beyond Meat Burger, and now he has Pork Out, those pork rinds that you see Snoop promoting. How about my man Snoop is vegan?
Yes.
And so that was it. When Dave put the food down and I saw how he was manipulating plants and still able to get the fiber and the nutrients in my system, and I realized I could keep and get my sexy. That's been it. That's been, and a lot of people. It's funny. These guys, this great burger stand called Burger Guys. If y'all got to check them, they got a great truck around. They were like, "Yeah, we heard you the mean vegan." And at first, I was like, "Nah, I'm not." And then I was like, "Yep. If that's what you want to call me, if you want to call me the mean vegan, I'll be. If it gets the point across, it does." But then I started paying attention to Dr. Sebi was yelling. Dick Gregory was yelling since the 60s. My sister and first crush, Cicely Tyson.
Okay.
Cicely Tyson says she stopped eating meat the day she found out that they killed Martin Luther King in 1968. She said she couldn't eat another piece of meat. And we see how beautiful she's turned in these last 50-something years. So my journey has been cool. There's been a lot of people I know, love, and care about that have gotten on board. And those who don't, at least they get to see it and hear it. And I learned this, and I hope you learned it too. You really can't talk to people who are not awake. You're talking to people who are unconscious. And if they're unconscious and you shaking them and you're trying to wake them up and they're unconscious, there's really nothing getting into their brain. And I'm not saying they're not woke. They're just not awake.
Right.
Right? You can't sit around and talk about the injustice or how they're treating this and treating that and treating people when there's injustice being done to 56 billion land animals on a daily. So, not saying they got to be considered the same as humans, but they shouldn't be treated inhuman.
Exactly. Well, I want to segue to, you're also part of the cannabis industry too.
Yeah.
Like you and your daughter has a company. And
yeah, well, we got it going.
So the cannabis industry is another space that us as Blacks are not, privy to the business aspect of it, the health aspect of it. How are you able to be part of it? And what would be some of your suggestions for those of us who are wanting to combine those loves, veganism, and cannabis? Is that cannabisism? Is that a word?
You can just
say cannabis. That's not a word.
You can make it.
But for those of us who want to be part of that, because right now it's a slow trip for us. But once it gets out loud and clear, there's going to be a monopoly on it, and there's going to be a lot of investments going. What would be your advice to us to get on the bus now while there's seats?
First, I would say go to deuces22.cannabis on Instagram.
Okay.
Then I would tell you to go to deuces22.com. I would tell you to pay attention to one of the major things that need to happen in cannabis is there's a lot of brothers in jail for what a lot of people are making money on now. They need to be released from jail. First thing first. The social equity part of it is this war on drugs and has literally come back and done more harm to Black people than any other people because they considered it a drug. It's not a drug, it's a plant.
Right.
Now I deal with a social equity part of Deuces 22 as part of social equity that was given to us by the state. You can check out Green Haven, LA, and we're part of that. So
I'm gonna email you or slide in your DMs and be like, remember when you said this, and this?
Yeah.
I need it.
You need it. And this is the deal. This is a business. The reason my daughter, she just turned 24, Tyler Milan, is the CEO of this for the first few times.
Right.
CEO of a young person who didn't, we didn't see them make cookies or something. And she was like, I'm going to college to get a degree to be international business. And she said, I know what I want to do. A lot of people, when they go to college, don't know what they want to do.
Right.
I always tell people, too, don't go to college until you know what you want to get out of the college. If you're going to college so you can get a piece of paper to say, I cheated well enough or I passed their test, I'm now this, but you're a dummy, that makes you an educated fool. She was smart enough to know, I want to do this in my life. I want to be a boss in my life. I want to be a boss on something I love to do. She and her friends, best friends, Jay Michelle and Amara, they also made a natural hair product that's 100% vegan and good for the earth as well. And that all comes from smoking really good weed and opening up your brain and not being told you can't do something. So Tyler Milan is I'm the CVO, the Chief Visionary Oracle. I do all the work behind the scenes, but we're also shooting a doc on her, which is a series of the making of the brand. So you can see what it is. You can hear the numbers. You could understand what it takes for our packaging. I'll give you an example. We do everything. And when I say everything, I mean we're at the point where we have the packaging even at the house. We use the guest house. A lot of people start off in their garage. We started off back here. This is all of our containers at the house. Wow. So we put it all together, knowing how many pieces we have. We know, and that's the logo. Yes. Let me get better light. There we go. And when will that be ready for the public? Well, I'm going to go pick up, I had to do this show today, so my Friday was kind of changed around. Well, thank you, John. Don't be throwing shade at me. I'm just saying, I got to go and pick up about 45 pounds of our cannabis now. And wow. We'll start here in California. We're working on a deal in Nevada. Okay. We'll see where that's going. And I have a new puppy, so I have to, it's like having a new child. This one just doesn't talk back. That's mainly how it is. We're doing everything ourselves, so we don't run into a situation where you say our weed is whack, or right. It's artisan. We're taking care of it. We're touching it. We're knowing exactly how we are presenting this to it. And we don't want to be everywhere. We want to be everywhere that's good for us. Right now we're in California. We plan on being in all 11 states. Where are you just based out of San Bernardino, or are you also in the LA area as well? I'm in Los Angeles. Okay. San Bernardino, for those who don't know, is about it's a way up. It's another county outside of Los Angeles. So I drive an hour and 10 a day to get to that. And you can see me there wiping down tables, and saying hello to the patrons. We get it all. I do it all. Well, I know that you're super busy, but I still have one question, and this is not vegan related. It's about Black Lives Matter. Jonathan Isaacs of the Orlando Magic. I don't know if you still watch basketball because you're no longer participating, but I mean, it could be noise in the back. But he refused to kneel. If you were still playing, would you or would you not kneel when Kaepernick came onto the scene, or would you kneel now? I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. No longer, but I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. And since I was a little boy, we didn't salute the flag. Right? You can stand up, not put your hand there. I didn't sing the songs. I don't even know the songs. So I didn't participate in that ritual of not praising God in the beginning. Right. Wink. Now, I saw that he tore his ACL. That's not funny, but all the Christians are like... Right, so he didn't take a knee, and what they say, he didn't take a knee, so Jesus took one for him. So I feel sorry for him. No, I'm not making a joke. I'm talking about what the meme said. I feel sorry for him, because that's a career ending. You work your whole life to get to that point. Yeah. And I guess when he wanted just to think about basketball, he overthought that and said the Lord told him not to take a knee. And I'm telling you, I'm not making light of it. I feel sorry for him that he is in this position and that we got to have this conversation. Let that be known. I'm not making fun of it. But the idea about Kaepernick is so amazing to me, because while he was doing it, I was championing him, wearing T-shirts, praising him. I think I stopped watching football. I did that boycott as everyone else did on that Sunday. Not that I was watching it anyway a lot or putting my life on it. But now it's amazing how everybody now sees why Kaepernick was taking a knee and how he sacrificed his football career for the benefit and for the knowledge and for the, like I said, awakening of people, not just our people. For us watching them murder George Floyd in the position of a knee, it's cool because you don't really now you see Kaepernick and you don't hear him. He's so smart enough now just to appear and not say anything. People are now seeing why he was saying this was such a situation. Kyrie Irving, all those guys who are stepping up saying something intelligently, I take my hat off to. Mr. Isaac not taking a knee doesn't realize that was a statement as well. Yeah. Right? It was a statement, and it was a choice, and it was a side he took. I will take a knee. I would take a knee. I would have taken a knee. I would have kept taking a knee. I would have sat down. Raouf wouldn't stand up during the national anthem. Right. He played in the NBA, and he was white-balled out of the NBA. So when they talk about it now, he was saying Greg Hodges, who played for the Chicago Bulls, 1991, was saying, let's take a knee. Let's not take to the floor. Let's send a message. And a lot of guys before Kaepernick, and everyone that's come up, I would have to look at it as the same as when we were in slavery. I bet you it was more than just Nat Turner that wanted to start a revolt and speak. But when people wake up, that's my point. When you're unconscious, you don't know. So you have to wake up, and this was a wake-up call. So once again, I feel really sorry for Mr. Isaacs and his career. That's all I can say.
I could talk all day on how much we need to wake up, but because it just bothers us, because I know the greatness of us.
Yeah.
I know, because I was fortunate enough that I had people in my corner and support that would tell me the history. And now I'm reading this new book called Case by Isabel Wilkerson. Oprah just put it part of her book club, so everyone had to get the book.
Got it.
But it talks about.
Imagine if Oprah would have taken a knee.
Oh, well, she's doing her part. She bought 26.
I didn't say she did anything wrong. I just said.
No, I'm saying I think she would.
Right. Imagine if that would happen. I mean, I remember when Harry Belafonte said that Jay-Z and Beyonce are not doing enough. You remember when that happened?
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, I think that was a wake up, because since then, the more they got involved in different ways of using their ability or their platform, the abundance has been tenfold.
But people also have to realize that at the time that he probably was asking, they had to fulfill those contracts.
Well, they didn't know too, right? They didn't know how to not burn everything down to make us see the fire. They had to figure out how, and one of the, Jay is definitely, I had a lot of heroes in my life, but Jay-Z became one of my heroes, period. And and the reason why is he doesn't say anything. He just does. He doesn't go in and get on stage. He's not Minister Farrakhan. He's not Malcolm X. He's not Dr. Umar Johnson. He's Jay-Z. He moves. He does things. He makes it happen. Keeps it moving. Not looking for praise, doing what's important. Black is king. Like I said, the best thing I've seen on television. Period.
Yeah. Period.
if we knew the different things that we could see about our people and not the negative and not always pointing to what people have done, if we all of a sudden start paying attention to what happened during the bus boycotts, paying attention, John Lewis, God rest his soul, what John Lewis had to do. Now, we have to imagine what John Lewis had to go through. Everybody was like, well, he was on the bridge. Yeah, that was, 50 years ago at this point. Think about it, though. Just think about, he had to go there knowing the cops were the ones who were going to beat him up, along with all of, and he survived it. And there's some people that didn't. So just imagine the things people had to do to get us to the point where you and I are on IG Live. We have to stop for a second and go, what can I do? What I did is I said,
taking it for granted.
Yeah. If you want a strong army, I got to feed you. I got to feed you stuff that makes you a strong army. Let me get the disease and the bad thought and the negativity and the lack out of your stomach.
Right.
Then you'll wake up to start seeing everything around you. Then you become a better soldier for what's important.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I know you got to go and get your cannabis.
Got to go get my...
Because you ruined your Friday here talking to me.
No, it's just that...
You tried to play me on live, John. You tried to play me on live.
No, it was Sandra. Sandra said, your email said 12 o'clock, and we thought, it was 12 o'clock, West Coast time. It's cool because I got to take a nap, and I usually don't get to take a nap. So I took a nap from 12 to 2:15 just so I can be fresh and ready to go. Thank you
for giving me well-rested, John. I appreciate it.
You got it. And you know what I'm saying? And I didn't... Well, I was going to say I didn't smoke. I did. But so anyway, next time I come on, I will show you how pretty our cannabis is. And I'll probably have it next to some of the food we grow as well. Like I want to show you this before you go. This is literally what... So
whenever I come to Los Angeles, you're going to let me smoke with you, John?
Oh, yeah. I can blaze you out. That's organic soil. That's really what we're doing. See, we let that part go dry so we can only put water there. Yeah, we're growing our own food out here. And now when I find a piece of property that has my own water, own well, it's over. But you'll see. We're doing our own network. We're literally... going to help, and everyone goes, what do you do with the money that comes in?
Right.
We kind of recirculate it and buy land in Africa.
Yes, indeed.
Hey.
So I'm going to take you up on that, because when I come to LA, and you better not ghost me, John.
Oh, no. No. I'm going to make sure. I'm going to take you. I'm also going to take you to where we buy all the natural skin and hair products. And so,
yes.
Put nose out. Yeah, we're going to change everything. We're going to change.
Okay.
We're gonna make sure you get your lipstick is vegan. We got nail polish that is vegan.
I have vegan lipstick. I do vegan. I'm like...
I know. Is why I'm mentioning it. I know it. It's true. So I'm going to make sure you see. And the reason we use vegan, because it tells you that somebody consciously decided to look at the ingredients. That's the word I use is vegan and not plant-based. Because you can have plant-based, and some people think a fish is plant-based. It's not.
Right.
Or oil from a fish. It's not. So I say vegan because it smacks you in the face right here, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to investigate. Now, raw is way better than vegan.
That's what I'm on right now. I'm on a raw cleanse right now. I'm trying to do 30 days.
No try. Do or do not. There is no try.
Oh. Well, I'm doing 30 days, John. I mean,
and then you should do another 30. Then you should do another 30. You should do 30 days for 12 months.
You want me to go raw for a year, John?
RAW, as my man Ken would say. Yeah, I want you to feed your body the food that it uses, and I want you to be able to. If you want fast food, it's called fruit.
Right.
Right.
But my diet is like 95% plant-based. I'll get a craving if I get a craving every now and then.
Are you 95% awake?
Oh!
Hey, when you know better, you do better. Now, I'm telling you, I did the raw thing. I say raw vegan. They go, what do you mean? Because what you were about to explain is what you cook. I eat what I want to eat when I want to eat it. And if it's warm, it's warm. If it's hot, it's hot, right?
Right.
But I work really hard on not using any oil. So there's no olive oil. If I can help it. If I want the olive, I eat it.
Right.
A little bit of grapeseed oil, a little bit of coconut oil. At times.
Do you do avocado oil?
I have done avocado. I've done algae oil too, which is another thing. I got this product which is great. Y'all should check it out. Spirulina for life. Spirulina for life. And I put that in my water, so I get all the aminos I need, all the B12 vitamins that most vegans don't. That's a big thing with veganism. If you're looking drawn and tired, go find you some B12. There's a lot of things you can eat to get it, but if you can get an IV from a good source that not comes from an animal, those B vitamins are very important. And eat as many apples and bananas as you can possibly eat from 11 to 2. That'll start you off. And make sure you go to johnsalley.com and check out Better Belly, BETTA, and get rid of that. This is called your intestines. This is your stomach. Get rid of that belly. Get it down. Get rid of some of those seriously harmful intestinal toxins. Okay. All right. Well, now you done played me. Now I have to continue with the raw. So sensitive. No, you don't have to. I'm not sensitive. I'm just saying I had a goal. I was like, at first it was 7 days. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do 30. And then, because the goal is not to have any processed at all. Oh, so what water are you drinking? New York tap water. Yeah. And I also drink sometimes alkaline water. Okay, so let's go to spring water. And while you're on this 30 days, you're gonna move over to distilled water. Try to drink a half a gallon of distilled water per day. So the only water that you put in your body is distilled. I know you. If you can put a filter on your shower head before you take a shower in that New York water, do that. Don't believe it's the best water in the country. I heard that. I grew up there. Whatever. It's coming out of a tap. It's coming from a filtration system. It's coming from down 3 times run. That water inside your body to clean, and I don't care who gets up and says, don't do that. Distilled water for this month. Get you 30 gallons just to have it. And distilled water. Every time when you wake up, drink 24 ounces of water. So now I got to go grocery shopping tomorrow. No, you ain't got to go grocery shopping. I didn't say groceries. I said you can call a water company. We got one out here called Sparklets. They would drop off 5-gallon drums of water for $7.99. The water I'm going to be selling, the better water, is a little bit more expensive than that. But you ain't got to think about it when you put that water in your body. And I'm going to tell you 66 days. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you 67 days doing your raw. That completely will change every habit, help your DNA kick back in. A lot of people say you can change a habit in 21 days. I'm telling you to triple that. And 67 days. I really 68. I would say 66, but I got Christians here and they get nervous. So 68.